Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing a card of the day extended reading. I'm doing a Triptych Door using the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck for the center, and even though the cards are the same size, apparently I'm using the Radleigh Valentine Angel deck here for the side panels. So let me get a centerpiece here. I'm not taking two of them. Not this time, motherfucker. Oh, almost come out. Normally the cards are always coming out in pairs these days. Oh, look, just have three come out. Oh no. Get the other cards out of the way for a second. It takes like an hour or 2 seconds. You need one card for the center. Try to semi-clear it again here. Let's try that again. One card. Center panel. So the point of a Triptych Door is that it's going to be the union of two opposites in some way, bringing together information from search parties going off in two completely different directions. Okay. Back in 1 second. Alright. I had to go get the book because I might need it for this one. Let's get the side panels first. I have the owl, number 39 here. So that breaks down to 12 and then to 3 again. So it's almost like getting hit over the head with some kind of, with like unconsciousness to be brought back into some kind of a message. It's like a knot of some kind. I mean, an owl has long been associated with feminine energy. We see that with the Empress energy, followed by the 9 energy, which could be the 9 of Pentacles, and that solitary lady here. So it's like there's the duality of being together with somebody but being apart, which makes sense in this time right now. It's almost like a binding and an unbinding happening at the same time in terms of information and or communication. 3 of Swords, heartbreak. 9 of Swords, nightmare. So it could be undoing a nightmare either associated with singularity or non-singularity. I know that's not what that word means, but consider what I'm using it in place of and what it actually means. Trying to get two. Okay. So I have Pentacles and I have water. So the 3 of Cups is trying to associate with other people. It's usually the party card, but I think for me it tends to mean it has to do with an external action with people. 9 of Cups is contentment. But and I'm saying that because it came up Cups. I already mentioned Earth because of the Empress essence is ruled by Venus, which has to do with Taurian energy with the earth, but it's also Libra, which is air, which is why I talked about swords. But because we have the Knight of Water over here, now it's also relevant to the Knight of Water. And 3 and 9 is 12, and Knights can be 12. Okay? So they can also be 1, in which case, well, not in which case, but anyway. It says emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Now 3 of Cups might be that social event. But we also have the 7 of Pentacles inverted. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry, but it's coming in inverted, which means that your patience has reached its end. That's what I heard. You know, like the flowers are unfurling, the seeds are fucking grown. And I think in that way, it's like all the hurry up and wait energy is starting to dissipate, right? Because the 9 energy for Pentacles would be, and I also see it specifically that way because when I hold them, when I look at them, the 9 from the 39 is towards the Pentacle card, and the 3 is towards the Cups card. So I'm getting that invitation, social invitation, which, as I had mentioned yesterday, I think, in the card of the day, it's hard to remember because I was kind of ill and out of body yesterday. All of my muscles were trying to shake apart. So the concept then is that we do have a background energy of 3 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles, which is that the garden is filling out, the proverbial metaphorical garden. Whatever you've been working on for a long time is starting to have actual noticeable little buds on it. It's like in Little Shop of Horrors when Audrey 2 has suddenly has little friend guys on it as backup singers. Let me read the owl because I think that's what's the missing piece here. Because I have not had this card that much, so we're gonna look in the book and see what's going on. 39. Oh, that's weird. They have a picture of the owl in with the blank page for the stuff beforehand, but it's a different. We actually have the owl. Owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it's dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to embrace the night as your ally. Alright, that would have to do with their night vision and the 360 scope. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. Okay, so an invitation to a social event. I think I lost track of what I was saying, but I was going to say, like, invitation to an internet chat, like a video, FaceTime, Zoom, whatever. So when I lost track of my train of thought there, that is technically messages from the invisible world, the internet. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices, this time of the ancestors, and you may acquire the wisdom and make it your own. Some of that is what the garden is, but also when I say that the owl is traditionally linked to feminine energy, I'm talking about like Inanna and other goddesses of that kind. They always had an owl, and that is like the familiar that brings in the information. It can like go up into the air where the ancestors may or may not exist. So it says, look around you, notice every detail, find the hidden messages brought to you by Owl. Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. So this invitation that's coming from an external person is following this same pattern. It's like they're probably going to tell you something juicy, but in order to balance the emotions out, you might have to hear something that you weren't really wanting to deal with. You know, like in order to have the balance and let your little garden fully open up, those flowers to the sunlight, and to come out of the depths of the water where all that darkness is, you have to be willing to have that conversation once you have the invitation. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. Okay, so diamonds are made in volcanoes. It's pressurized carbon. So when you get something that's pretty and shiny, but you think it might not be what you see on this little face here, might not be the full truth, and you have to look at it from multiple angles to see the whole facet. The thing is that, you know, this symbol of relationships, at least in society right now, thanks to De Beers, it's a symbol of love because people want to give diamond rings. But the issue is that it's something that's base, that's made into some, like the hardest mineral on earth by extreme pressure. Right now, in terms of being a crystal, the diamond is something that takes in and can distribute all the energies in all of the chakras, like all of the rainbow, and in that way it enables you to see and to absorb all kinds of energy. So the fact that it's multifaceted is helpful. So when you get your lump of coal, crack it open, inside the darkness there's this gleaming multi-ray of brilliance. That is the metaphor for what's coming up out of the water, some message that has all kinds of stuff going on with it. So it's, in theory, it's like what's coming in isn't just a nugget of information. It's like the entire encyclopedia is going to be, it's like you're going to be given access to it. Like if the hangman's hanging off the tree, this is the mother download, the mother load of all downloads. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. So that's just, you know, finishing the whole deal of what I was just saying. So let's look at the bottom of the decks here. The Council, 11. So that is the ancestors, and we do have this aspect of timing. It came out inverted, but I don't know how I was handling the deck, so it doesn't really matter. This group of higher self entities that work together that help bring in the information, when they know that you're ready to listen, and you get this invitation to this, I was going to say confluence, but that's not right. It's like conference and convergence. Whether it's a couple people or just you and one person, i.e. the emotional, romantic kind of thing. Because it's not, well, it says falling in love or wedding proposals, but aside from that, it's not explicit that it's romantic. But I would think that, well, I would think for a lot of people it's going to be. 16 tower, 1 and 4 foundation, yeah. So 11 is usually to do with divine timing, and it did mention judgment in here, which has to do with your soul life purpose, and that also is what's happening with number 11. It's also the twin flame number, if anybody's involved in that. It's bringing two together into a unit. It could also be indicative of relationships. But I do see 16 here, I do see 4, I see 8. So it does have to do with rebuilding the structure of your relationship with an external person, not your internal self, and like rebuilding the communication, reestablishing and building from the ground up. And then we have 15, the ego, Archangel Jophiel, which is usually the devil. And I do see 12 and 3 available, so that comes from there. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So again, if somebody brings you a diamond, you're like, oh, how much did it cost? Are you gonna spend enough money on me? But the point is, you're supposed to be looking inside it and see what's radiating outwards. It's like a little, like a memory chip, right? Because those are made out of crystals. So it's, you know, you stick the diamond in R2-D2 and you'll get the hologram. That's kind of that, extending that metaphor, because it could just be a chunk of rock if you're in that materialistic sense, but it can also be deep and useful information. So there's that energy coming from Saturn. Let me check out some of these other things to see if I can get some additional information. So I don't have these memorized yet. So the Knight of Water, the sense of the season of fall with earth and water. So it's laying shit bare, right? 7 are earth, Saturn and Taurus. So Saturn, and then that Empress energy of Venus being related to Taurus. And then this was also Capricorn. So it's a lot of heavy energy working on that Libra balance. What else? 9, the Hermit. I don't think that's really in play right now. But let me see what 9 of Pentacles is. Venus and Virgo. So it's more grounding. It's really, and also with the Devil, it's like you need to ground your energy so hard that you're going to be buried in the earth. And in that sense, the Devil card will turn you into a diamond in your own right, in that metaphorical way. And then, of course, the 1 and the 5 together is 6. And what is that but the Lovers, or a choice, or healing, which is necessary. Which is Gemini, which is air, which is related to communication and perspective and balance. What else have we got here? 3 of Cups. It's Mercury and Cancer. So again, emotional communication. So I think that's fairly straightforward as to what's going on here. Oh yeah, I had the Council. Okay. So 11. Yeah, that's Justice. So that's more balance. It's, you know, appealing to your higher self to gain more information to help you then interact with the other person, who will hopefully be getting information from their higher selves and guides as well, and be able to release this underground water. Now, I've been getting underground water essence for a few days. And it's like water that's deep underground, that's never been to the surface. It's very clear, it has a distinct resonance pattern, and it's called yin water. So it's almost like the surface has been so masculinized everywhere that people have tried to, who are not masculine, have acted masculine, and people who are masculine have been ignoring their inner feminine. So at this point, it's like all the tension and stress and the need for more wisdom and more knowledge and better interpersonal relationships is forcing people deep into the earth and the water. So there's the groundwater, right? The water table is being adjusted. And I know that's like extreme metaphorical garbage, but essentially what's happening is people's feminine energies that have been ignored, trashed, abused, distorted are being fixed in a way that's different than the way that masculine energy has recently been worked on. And the way that it's happening is that the two feminine elements, earth and water, are both going way down into a dark space, essentially where people haven't like messed up the vibe yet. You know, like we don't have a lot of traction in our physical world. The further underground you go and the deeper in the water you go. And the energy is that's where this is coming from, both like in your physical body as a miniature model of the earth and in the earth itself. So I'm going to stop talking now because it's going to get even foggier the further I go into that. So if you want to get a reading, you can get a Triptych Door reading. They're $22, and several other readings which are listed in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this one. There we go. Or you can email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com, and I'll get you that list of readings. I got contact points for merch, prints, actual art items. I've got little gift packets that are randomized that have little art and poetry and stuff in them, and you can order those through the catalog. It's $5 for one, $10 for 3, and then $20 for 10, or it's $6.50 for one outside of the US. If you want to donate, you can hit that tip jar, paypal.me/CATtheMinion, or Cash App or Venmo, and don't forget to like and or share and subscribe if you're nasty, so you can see more of the Card of the Day playlist. You can see Pick a Pile, you can see astrology, you can see Adventures with Plastic Crack, like that stuff behind me over there. And we'll see you later. Bye now.